Be careful. You might learn something.
Let's go.
You are now tuned in to the Factual Opinions Podcast with your hosts. I am Pharaoh. Straight facts.
What's up, world? Factual Opinions Podcast back in the place to be. This is season 4, episode 13. I had an abbreviation on there, but you know what this episode stands for? It's, you know what's so funny? Because it's a lot funny out here, and actually it's a lot that's not funny going on in the world too. So we're going to touch on a little bit of both this episode. It's your host, I am Pharaoh, checking in with the Brown, Bruce Wayne, Big John.
Yes, sir.
And Will West, the best, Nate.
You know it.
I got to mess with Nate out the gate because he had his get-together for his groomsmen.
Mm-hmm.
Bridesmaids there too?
No, my BFF Vaughn is my groom's lady. She's one of my groom's ladies. So yeah, she was there.
So yeah, man.
So everybody, I need to let everybody know she is part of the groomsmen party. She's the groom's lady. So everybody was talking about why I ain't get invited. I was like, this ain't that. This is not that. So
well,
yeah, man, we had a good time. But like I said, man, shout out to my brothers, man. Appreciate all of them showing up. Had to cuss a couple of them out because they didn't know what time meant, but it was a good time, man. We had a good time.
I seen Crazy Drew was there.
No, Drew wasn't there. Drew wasn't there.
That wasn't him?
Drew wasn't there. Drew was in Atlanta.
Was Nori there?
Yeah, Nori was there.
Yeah, man, because you know you got a squad, so it's hard to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, I got a whole basketball team, starting 5 and reserves.
Me and Big John wasn't invited, but it's cool.
Y'all don't go nowhere. We went to the club. Bro, I ain't been to the club in about 5 years, and I did not like being in the club, bro.
What? Nate didn't like?
It's different.
It's not,
if you ain't got a booth or a section, you are not going to enjoy yourself.
Well, I mean, we are at a different stage of, we are at a different stage of life now, you know.
Yeah. The club don't mean that no more, so.
No, but like I said off the record, I am extremely excited and happy for you and Miss Amber. Like I said,
Appreciate it.
I'm living through my friends, man. All of y'all that are getting married and doing the right thing, and you know, women love y'all. You know, I've kind of given up hope. Amen. So, you know.
Hey, I ain't saying nothing.
Hey,
so, I gotta accept it for what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, just roll with the punches, man. It's called life, man.
Hey, man, that's what I'm doing. That's what we out here doing. That's all you can do.
All right.
Huh? I ain't saying that, bro. I'm chilling, bro. I'm happy for Nate too, man. You know, hey.
So I hate to start the show with solemn news, but as everybody knows that follows me and my work and just me as a sports fan or journalist in general, obviously everybody knows that the great Kobe Bean Bryant, you know, was and is, you know, my favorite basketball player of all time. Unfortunately, the original Bean, his father, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, passed last week while we were off the air. Word is it was a massive stroke. But as Stephen A. Smith said, you know, not to throw ideas out there or whatever. I know part of it has to do with health and other factors, but I can guarantee you that Mr. Bryant died of a broken heart. You know, without his baby boy, it's been rough, you know, the past few years because of the bond that they had. And not a lot of people talked about that either. Rightfully so. Vanessa and, you know, his remaining daughters, you know, were talked about a lot, as they should be. But like Stephen A. said, you know, there was a whole nother family, being his parents and his older sisters, that are grieving too, you know, without Kobe being there. And I know that's been hard on all of them. So I want to personally send my condolences out to Miss Pam and his older sisters, because I know this is just another kick in the gut for what's been a rough past few years for them, losing Mr. Bryant like that.
For sure.
So Joe Jellybean spent time most notably with the Sixers, but he also played with the Clippers and was drafted for the Warriors. That was a top 15 pick in the NBA draft when he came in the league. But he played overseas, and that's where Kobe got his overseas flair from in Italy when he moved the whole family over there before moving him back to Philadelphia. So, star in his own right, used to coach the LA Sparks of the WNBA for a few years, was the head coach of them. So Joe always kept his head in the game of basketball. So he'll be sorely missed. So I wanted to give that shout out to Mr. Bryant.
I didn't know he coached the sports. Hold on, that's something new.
He was the second coach.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
Coop replaced him, Michael Cooper.
Yeah, Michael Cooper replaced. He was the third coach.
So, yeah. But moving on from the solemn news, actually, we'll stay there for a little bit because I do have to speak on this. Normally we don't get too much into politics on here. But y'all know political science was my minor, at the University of Cincinnati. I just don't talk it with everybody because it's so polarizing now.
You can't.
And everybody's so down for a game. They don't even care about the policy or the issue. It's I'm on this side or I'm on that side. You know what I mean? Like they make their mind up before they even hear the issue, which is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I don't like extremists on either side of the aisle. I'm talking about left or right.
Yeah.
So we did have a very, shall we say, odd or newsworthy week.
Yeah.
We went from President Trump almost being assassinated. And John's laughing.
Hey, John, you ain't gonna laugh that hard.
Hey man, I got my feelings about that situation, but go ahead.
So that's Big John, the Brown Bruce Wayne laughing, not me.
Hey man, he ain't the president right now, so I can laugh. I don't care.
Okay, but regardless of how one feels about the man or politics or whatever, that ain't the answer.
It's not. But
and the fact that somebody felt emboldened enough to do that, honestly, I guess I'm a little naive because I thought with technology being what it is now, and the Secret Service and CIA and all that, and evolving over time, I really didn't think that we'd see an attempt on a presidential candidate or a sitting president no more. The last one we had was Reagan, back in the day. What was that? The 80s.
But the thing is, when I was watching the news, because I was in Chicago, and I was watching the news, and the Secret Service said that was a concern where dude was at. They said we really can't see that area where the young man was sitting, where he was laying down, that took the shot from him. They said that was the biggest concern that they had. But for the Secret Service to still go and still do it and act like it was okay, it was just kind of mind-boggling. Like, y'all, the Secret Service.
My thing is, like Nate said, and I'll let you go, Big John. If you identified a threat or a suspicious target, how in the hell do you lose sight of him or allowed us to go through? And he was so close. It's about like a football field.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was. They said he was about 150 yards away. That ain't too far.
But Nate, as you just stated, man, a lot of times, even with security places, because I've done security, I've been in the process of possibly doing armed security. If you can't secure a certain level or a certain floor, they don't even allow you to even be there. They will actually move.
Yeah.
If they can't secure your safety and your well-being, and it's on their head, they're not even going to even do it. And you think about like the Secret Service being the highest level almost. Why would they even do that? Like, why would you not have?
Like, why would y'all still say it? Nah, it's okay. We can still do it.
Right.
That's what didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's the whole. That's why.
If you say there's weak spots or there's blind spots that you can't see, why are you still conducting this convention?
Well, that wasn't a blind spot to me. Where
it didn't look like a blind spot.
That low level roof that anybody could climb up on.
First of all,
it didn't look. Yeah, that just looked crazy to me.
I'm not trying to be funny, but it was more security at Ohio State when I went to go see Jay-Z than it was there. So that don't make no sense, bro. We couldn't even walk from a certain. It was like a 15-20 minute walk to the stadium because they had everywhere blocked off. You couldn't even get nowhere. So you mean to tell me you can't do that for a presidential,
a former president?
Come on, man. Don't make sense.
I think they just got caught slipping, man, is what it comes down to. It wasn't like it was in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or a big,
But that's my thing, Al. It's
city in
still,
Pennsylvania.
it doesn't matter, bro. You can't get caught slipping and you the Secret Service. You know what I mean? That's my whole point that I'm making about that. Like, you can't. How are you're supposed to be the top defense protective person or community for a president,
Yeah.
and you let this go down?
Well, I think
That's why they really don't do the parade no more for the presidents no more. Like when Trump did. Trump, if you never realized, Trump really didn't do the parade when he became the president. He was in the bulletproof car. He was waving from the bulletproof car. Obama was the most gangsters one. He walked down the street.
Biden did that, walk down the street. I think that was more of a show of bravado to show you I still ain't as old as he was and actually is to this day.
But Obama did it too, though. Obama, it's the Republicans are the only ones I see riding in the cars nowadays.
Well, we know that the Secret Service is, like you said, it's supposed to be the top notch. And I feel like that Secret Service director is probably going to have to take the brunt of it and fall on the sword for everybody. Because the way they were attacking her at that Republican convention was
she stepped down. She stepped down today.
She did?
Yeah, she stepped down.
I felt like it was coming because they were coming for her head.
Yeah, they were on her. They were on her real bad.
Answers yesterday. They grilled her.
Nope, she couldn't answer no questions yesterday.
She didn't say nothing basically. So
yeah, no, she resigned today. I just seen that flash right before I left work. It was flashing on the TV. She had stepped down.
That's crazy. So, but like I said, regardless of how you feel about President Trump or whatever, and like I said, I have my personal opinions, which I won't share. I feel like he puts on a lot for the public versus how he really is. But that's still dangerous, whipping people up like that. But moving on from that, because that was crazy, and I'm actually glad, and I know some people might disagree because I heard and saw comments on there, but I'm actually
glad a lot of comments
that it didn't end up the way it could.
You had one job. That's all I kept seeing on the Facebook.
Yeah, Darkness said that. Brother Dewan,
Smoke Dog, yeah,
Brother Darkness.
You had one job.
Can't say that, man. Over there coaching them kids, man.
I don't want to never see nobody lose their life, especially that way.
I just think, people aren't thinking about this at all. Imagine if that really did happen.
Yeah,
man, we'd be in a civil war right now.
Possibly.
I don't think so.
I'm
gonna disagree.
I think so. I'm glad it didn't happen. But moving on, I want to talk about the current sitting president for a hot second, and Joe Biden. Now, I've made jokes about Sleepy Joe at times too, but I do want to acknowledge him for doing something that not a lot of leaders or politicians or people in power would actually do. Because whether you feel like he needed to or not, for him to step down the way he did and basically admit and realize, hey, I'm not up cognitively to doing this job going forward, and I want what's best for the country going forward. That takes a lot, man. Because to say, hey, I'm not seeking re-election for president of the United States, still probably the most powerful position, in the world, but definitely in our country, that takes a lot, man. So, hats off
to
Joe Biden for, hearing the voices out there and what people kind of knew needed to be done. Because when you falling asleep during the debate,
Trump just did it. Trump did it at the Republican National Convention too.
Yeah, but arguably it don't look as bad.
But
I sent John that video.
Yeah, it was bad. It's bad no matter how you slice it, whether it's Biden or Trump. But when you were the actual president and you up here falling asleep, yeah, it ain't a good look. But
it wasn't that one for me as much as it was the one that I don't know if I put it in the group chat, but I know I sent it to Big John where he froze at that music festival or whatever, and I'm like, okay, man,
move legs.
You got to bop your head, move, or do something. But Again, putting the country first is something that I want to give him a salute for, because I had a conversation. I was speaking to a friend of mine actually last night about this. I long for the days that we grew up actually having, and probably didn't really acknowledge or even know to the extent that we had it as good as we did coming up, where regardless if you were a Republican, regardless if you were a Democrat, we more or less as a whole had politicians that, whether you agree with their policy or not, thought in their head that they were doing what was best for the country. Or jockeying for, political partisanship and just trying to stay elected. And I'm talking about people like Senator McCain. I'm talking about George W., his dad, HW, whoever. You can go back to Eisenhower, all of them. They might have been stuck in their ways, but they really had in their hearts what was best for the country, motivating them as far as, what they did. I don't really believe that's the case anymore.
Yeah. And like me and Alex talked about off the air, I really think it should be an age cap. I know it's an age cap for how young you can be, but I think it needs to be an age cap for how old you should be too. Because it's like, that old saying, "Old man make wars."
We're having senile citizens running.
Yeah, that too. But I'm saying, like, that old saying, "Old men make wars that young men die for." Some of these men are making these laws or putting these laws into place that they won't even be alive to see happen.
Yeah.
So you got our kids, our grandkids, our great grandkids at these 85, 86, 76, 79-year-old men are making that they won't even be here to even see the start of.
There's that. And I've made the comment, and I know this might rub some people the wrong way, but I said, unless it's a privately ran company, I really don't think the baby boomers should be running stuff anymore. I really don't. Because
no,
and I'm saying as a whole. I'm not saying there aren't individuals that aren't, up to it still and, hip to, certain regards of how society operates. But as a whole, you can't tell me that they still understand this changing atmosphere that we have right now and how things, like Big John said, need to be put in place going forward. Same thing with stuff like education. We got all these old administrators and stuff that can barely get out of their car and stuff, still making policies that, have essentially been,
that are outdated. They're not
outdated for the past 20, 30 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not helping. And I'm not saying that they don't still have a role or their wisdom can't play, some factor into it, but there does need to be some, infusion of new ideas, new individuals stepping up. And I think a lot of it is some people are probably scared to, because we live in this, microwave society and everybody's got a cell phone and will pull something up that you said in grade school to, embarrass you or destroy you. So that's probably partly why a lot of new candidates don't step up. But we do need some infusion of new blood, hence nice transition. So now we have what appears to be, it's not finalized, but the acting vice president, Kamala Harris, appears to be who's going to be the Democratic candidate. Again, I'm keeping all of my personal opinions about any candidate, to the side. I'm just kind of talking about where we are as a country.
Now, she accepted it. She accepted it yesterday.
She got the right amount of delegates to do that as well now. So, I think it's dope in the sense that it's the first woman of color. Can't ignore that. Now, good or bad, as far as how people perceive that, is going to be the question going forward. But she's very articulate, smart, woman, paid her dues.
Knows politics as well.
She does know politics. So I think she'll probably be more of a steady candidate than people think. And harder for even the Republicans to paint in a certain way. They're probably going to try to, but it'll be an interesting race to see what she says and what, the Trumpster is able to pivot.
What he said yesterday, he said this would be an easier election than it was against Joe Biden.
This sounds like a comment he would make.
Like I said, just let him keep sticking his foot in his mouth. That's all he need to keep doing. Because like I said, it goes back to his age. He don't know how to control himself.
I think he's seen that. I swear he thinks. I think he's seen
But
that.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think he's that. I just think he's so full of himself. He feels like
he is.
He feel like he can get away with certain things. And most people that age, they get that age, they feel like they can say and do what they want. They got, especially him.
To be honest, he can get away with a lot and
has. He's getting away with murder right now.
Right.
Now, it's not political party necessarily in my mind. It's just when people reach a stage where Trump does with his accomplishment, and let's be honest, his he's got FU money.
Yeah, for sure. But going back to what y'all was just talking about, like, all that is cool, and I'm happy, first person, lady of color, all that. Can she do the job? Is she good at what she do? That's all that matters, bro. At this point.
That's how I feel. Now, there are certain people that, good or bad, are going to support or not support her based on, solely, her ethnicity or background or whatever. But for me, I'm all for, like you said, can you do the job? Are you equipped? Who has the best policies? Who's going to make, the best decisions when the time comes to make those tough decisions, for the country that affect all of us? That's all I'm worried about. Now, I know some people like, oh yeah, I'm with her and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, let's see what her is about and what her policies are when it comes to certain things. That's all I ask is, fair, shake and she's actually going about it the right way. Like she said, she's like, I want to earn and win your vote, not be handed it or, because, I'm stepping in for President Biden. Like she actually wants to put forth, her platform, which I'm, interested to see what that is. So,
yes, sir.
I just want democracy not to die in this country because it's on life support right now.
For sure, it's on a definite ICU / breathing machine type of vibe right now.
And other countries are watching this too, by the way.
For sure.
So we can't be on life support. We land in the free home of the brain. We can't be on life support.
It makes us look like a joke, to be honest, man.
We are America. We can't be on life support.
Yes.
You ever watched the movie Shooter with
Yeah, I'm about to say. I was just thinking. That just popped in my head.
This is America. We can get on TV and say it's not about oil. This is about freedom.
Right.
And you looked him in the face and said, "The truth is what I say it is. Damn it!"
Right. That's what's so funny, man. But I'm being sarcastic, man. But yeah.
No, but you know what? I get a lot of my opinions from that line that he said, that whole rhetoric, because it's true. Like he said, he was like, at the end of the day, there are no Shiites and Sunnis, liberals and conservatives. There are only the haves and the have-nots. And you better find your place at the table, boy.
I think that show Have and Have-Nots came from that quote alone.
It might have. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Now, people get distracted by all this stuff. And I'm Democrat. I'm Republican. Blah blah blah. That doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
It's either you got it or you don't.
Pretty much,
and a lot of us don't. So,
But on a positive note, so yeah, I know I posted it on the topics chart, pivoting away totally from politics. So I was just getting ready to cancel my Peacock subscription.
Right.
And then they finally came back out and said next month, Bel Air season 3 coming back, man.
Did they? Yeah. I was wondering if they was gonna keep it going or not. I have not seen the second season at all.
You need to, bro. It's dope.
Is it?
Man, it's been dope.
I go back and I got Peacock. I'll go back and watch it.
I know it's a drama, and the whole show is great. But I know it's a drama. But the only thing
good with it. Don't get me wrong. I just haven't watched.
The only thing I don't like is and I know it's a drama, so it's gonna keep on happening. The whole back and forth with Carlton. Like at first, didn't nobody like him. Then everybody started liking him. He was turning around. Then he started doing some sucker shit again. So it's like, bruh. But I know it's a comedy. I know it's a drama, so it's gonna keep doing that. But still, it's just
it was expected.
Part of it is Carlton, and I hate to say this, but it's been said by others already. Carlton is ugly as hell.
he do got that long dinosaur head. He got that.
Is he African? I thought he was African.
He
might have some of that in him, but either way, I'm just saying.
You look like Littlefoot from Land Before Time. You got that.
Hey man, come on. Man.
Get that long dinosaur head.
No, I mean, some people were saying that made it hard for them to initially like embrace him and like him because he just was not.
But you got to realize they're basing it off the previous. People hated Carlton in the beginning, then they liked Carlton, then they hated him again when he tried to do the gun situation. Then they loved him again after that. So it's back and forth.
And even the original, it was a comedy. Like, yeah, it was like that, but you knew Carlton was corny, but you loved him. You liked him. It wasn't really no in between. Like, eventually he became liked. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought the whole remake was dope, and then when you approach it from that standpoint, you have to understand that's what it is. Like, it's a current day adaptation. Like, it's not supposed to be exactly like the original comedy sitcom. I mean, to me, it's more realistic on what it would be like in today's time. I like that Hillary is actually smart on this one. Yeah. And she cold, by the
way. But I like the new Hillary. I feel like even
I think the Will Smith character is pretty.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that goes without saying. He's cool. But I like Jazz, man. I think they did Jazz.
Yeah,
they did Jazz justice, man.
That was a definite remake. Yeah, I like where he wasn't just all buffoonery and stuff. Like,
just wasn't retarded. Yeah.
Hey, and Jeffrey a killer.
Jeffrey cold, bro.
Jeffrey probably the coldest. Yeah.
Right.
Out of the whole season, I think I like Jeffrey the most.
He said, "What's his name? Rashad Benton."
Right.
All right, don't tell me no more, man. We gotta keep going.
Yeah. So no, I'm definitely happy that season 3 is coming back. So let's get right into it. You see, I'm wearing his jersey today, but hey man, what the hell got into Joey B, man?
Hey man, those guys of that persuasion always go through their little Slim Shady phase. This is a little Marshall Mather phase. I don't know what he got going on.
Y'all didn't see I posted that video when he was walking into the facility today because they reported today for training camp. Did you see the song that I posted with it?
Right.
Guess who's back?
They all go through that Slim Shady phase, but I don't know what they show.
I don't know what that's about, bro. He looked like a dirty bleach tennis ball, and that's not good look.
Bro, he got the haircut from the daddy from King of the Hill, Cotton.
He got the Bobby Hill special.
He got the Bobby Hill fade, bro.
Bobby Hill special. Bobby, damn it, Bobby.
I just wanted to throw that foosball and stay healthy. That's all I want.
And he said he wanted to show the league something, man. So let's see. Maybe the haircut is a start. Maybe,
Jamar Chase cut his hair too.
I'm going to do this Bengals thing, though, because not taking shots at anybody, but there's a lot of imitations out there of people that call themselves covering the Bengals or whatever. Now, I don't do it year-round because I'm such a sports fan in general. I like to talk about other stuff, but we are getting close to, heavy Bengals and Buckeyes coverage coming from me. But not just Joey B's haircut. I want to personally give a shout-out to my favorite Bengals player of all time, who I did a lot of jockeying for and posted a lot of content and made sure that I let people know that he should be in there. And I'm speaking of the Bengals franchise career all-time leading rusher, the great Corey Dillon, was selected for induction into the Ring of Honor this year in 2024.
You were one of the first.
I was, CD. Just so you know, because I'm going to post this too. But I was one of the first, but he knows that because I've had conversations with him and talked to him in DMs and stuff. But not just him, former 2-time All-Pro nose tackle Tim Crumry, who was my second choice. I posted a video for him too, was selected. So that's a hardcore cold duo going into the Ring of Honor this year. I hope to be at that game, Washington Monday night game when they'll be inducted into the Ring of Honor. From a toughness standpoint,
you going to that game?
I am going to that game.
Okay.
From a toughness standpoint, don't get no more better than Corey Dillon and Tim Crumrye. Like,
right.
Because I saw somebody that posted something though and was like, it's absolute garbage that Crumrye got in over. He listed a couple people like Parrish, Lamar Parrish, a few other people. And I'm like, man, at this point, after we've gotten those first initial guys out of the way, there is no wrong answer other than Corey Dillon needed to be in there this year.
Right.
I would have been pissed off along with him if he didn't get in this year. Like, y'all bugging. Like, and another thing I want to speak on, because Bengals fans have this mistaken idea in their head that the way Corey Dillon left, that he had some issue with the city or the fans, which he said it 100 times, but I'll say it again. Corey Dillon never once had an issue with the city of Cincinnati or the Bengals fans. And even his last act, which people look at and say, oh, he's throwing his equipment into the stands or whatever. Like he said, it's like, I am giving this to the Bengals fans who I rock with so they can remember me, because I know I'm not going to be back here. Had nothing to do with that. All his complaints or issues were work-related comments that really, we honestly don't have, a right to really inject and say anything. There were promises made when Corey Dillon re-signed here in the year 2000 where he could have went anywhere else in the league because everybody would have took him.
Mm-hmm.
And all those promises weren't met.
He was at a peak.
Yeah. Broke Walter Payton's single game, all-time rushing record, in NFL history. Broke Jim Brown's rookie rushing record, back in 97 when he was a rookie. And like I've always said, those teams that Corey Dillon played on, and I love them just as much as I love these current Bengal teams. Nobody else could have did what he did. Not Marshall Faulk. Sorry, John. Not Emmett. Not Eddie George. Not Jerome Bettis. Maybe Freddie T.
But you know what I realized when you posted them videos? I was like, I didn't realize he was such a big back.
You, huh?
No. I mean, like, when I say a big back, he was like a big back with speed. I didn't realize he had that much speed.
You got to remember, like,
he was almost 6'3".
Yeah, I knew that. Like, I knew he was big.
Him. It's like, bro, like him, like, and I'm not even talking about like guys that are, Henry size, but him, Steven Jackson, they've always been big backs. And like the problem with Corey Dillon is he's solid and he run hard, like he runs angry. So it's like, like even Ray
he
Lewis,
was a violent runner.
Even Ray Lewis said, bro, you don't want to tackle him for 4 quarters. That's coming from Ray Lewis, who is the all-time leading tackler of the NFL. Like nobody in the NFL has more tackles than Ray Lewis. Like that's saying something. So it's like,
and y'all see he liked that video that I posted, CD, because they asked him when he did his live special last week, what was his most proud or memorable moment as a Bengal. A lot of people would assume it was breaking, Walter Payton's all-time single game rushing record, or like I said, Jim Brown's rookie rushing record. But he actually said, no. He said, ending that Ravens streak of over 51 games without allowing a 100-yard rusher, because that defense was serious.
It was cold.
Cold.
And me and Al joke a lot, just being 2 defensive guys. But Corey Dillon's one of them guys, like I'm a big dude. I'm a defensive tackle. There ain't too many people I'm going to hit that is not going to fall to the ground. But when you hit somebody like Corey Dillon, it hurts you. Yeah. It hurts you.
That's how bad it was.
It's like when you hit somebody that's like Corey Dillon, that's solid, like you come away with more bumps and bruises than he has. Pause. Like you just
see, and that's Big John, a defensive tackle, saying that. Imagine a former defensive back like myself. Like I thought about that. Like, man, what if you did make it to the league and you had to tackle Jerome Bettis and Eddie George and Corey Dillon? Like, it's
every week.
Definitely gonna hurt you more than it hurts.
Yeah, right.
Corey Dillon ran angry. As my former neighbor Greg would always say, Dillon run the ball like he don't know no better.
Right. And we laugh at how Pachenko runs from the Chiefs. Imagine a almost 6'3", 240-pound frame running like that.
It's a different beast, bro. That's a different beast.
Like, come on, bro. Like, that's not
frightening.
Honestly, that's the closest to current running style Corey Dillon, I would say probably is Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, John,
he got the size of Derrick Henry, though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's nowhere near as big as Corey Dillon, and just imagine that running downhill at you. But there was other Bengal news. Amarius Mims, first round offensive tackle from Georgia, signed his rookie deal, so he'll be in camp as well.
As my dad say, that's a big joker right there.
Yes, you got two 6'8" offensive tackles now.
Right.
Just keep Joey clean. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
But
just
I thought that was
clean. We need that jersey all white, just how he walked in.
I know. Speaking of, I'm almost. See how loose this 4X is. I'm almost in that Joey B white 3X, man. When I get in that, y'all can't tell me nothing.
You probably in it now. You just ain't tried it.
Yeah, you just ain't.
I know. I probably am. It'll be it'll fit the way that people like wearing stuff nowadays.
You ain't in the tall teacher boat era no more, big dog.
You ain't in the tall tier. You get into the regular sizes now, bro.
Right. Yeah, I don't have to shop at DXL no more.
I was trying to think of the name of that daggone store. You just said it,
man.
So I know this off track. But did y'all watch Hard Knocks?
I ain't watched the first episode. No,
I ain't watched it yet. No.
Are you talking about the Giants or are you talking about the AFC?
Giants? Yeah.
No.
And how they found out they running back went to Philly?
You just now found out Saquon went to Philly?
No, how they found out.
How they found out.
Oh, they found out on ESPN?
Yeah. But the thing is, they found out on ESPN, but he was talking to their agent the whole time. It's a dirty game, baby. It's a dirty game.
But it ain't necessarily
dirty because they didn't give him, the respect and the contract that he deserves. So how he went about letting them know or not letting them know that he was leaving is fair play to me.
And that's what I'm about to say. It's a dirty game, but when it comes to him, it really ain't because y'all dropped the ball on that.
What EA Sports say?
Right.
It's in the game.
Right.
There it is.
Y'all dropped the ball on that. Like, you gonna pay his quarterback that may not even be in the league in another year or two.
They gave Matt Jones
but you won't pay him. But you won't pay him.
They got hold on. This is a crazy. They gave Matt Jones all that money.
Is it Daniel Jones?
It's Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes.
Daniel Jones. They gave him all that money and then they benched him at the end of the season.
And then
crazy.
And then that's why Saquon was mad. You pay him all this money, didn't pay me, and then you bench him?
Right.
Come on, bro.
Now I need to watch it. I probably will watch that tonight, Nate, as I get some stuff done around here. I started watching that wide receivers documentary on Netflix from last year where they were following around Justin Jefferson, excuse me. Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams around. That was pretty dope, man, because everybody assumes that wide receivers are divas and entertainers anyway. So last year they did the quarterbacks, but I'm liking that series on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Did you catch Devontae Adams on Uncle Shay's joint?
Mm-mm. He is upset right now.
It was kind of dope. Check it out.
What did he say? What was he upset?
Yeah, he would just talk about playing with Aaron Rodgers. Being how he plays certain plays and does certain things, and what quarterbacks he may want to play for, and how he was asking who was his top 5 receivers and all that. So yeah, it was dope.
Speaking of, man, so the expectation for our beloved Bengals this year, like I've come out on a limb and I've said, for me, I think the biggest thing is going to be those rookie defensive tackles, McKinley and Chris Jenkins. How they man that middle without DJ Reader there is going to go a long way to determine.
That's going to be a big thing this season.
what the Bengals do. Because I think honestly, and this is going to be crazy saying this, losing Joe Mixon and Tyler Boyd, but I honestly think every other position they're fine. I'm worried about that defensive tackle position up front, and can they get enough pressure on opposing quarterbacks? Still a little worried about the secondary. Some people
What's your biggest concern about the secondary? Let me ask you that.
lack of experience, because you're going to have to start either DJ Turner and or Dax Hill. John is laughing.
Hey, no, I only laugh, man, because as soon as you said that, what popped into my head was that scene from Life when they were playing baseball. Anybody got no talent? They got no talent. Nobody got no talent.
I get accused of being biased because both of those young men that I mentioned, played for that team up north, but that really don't have nothing to do with it. Now, I might be quicker to criticize because they did, but it's just lack of experience. But what I will say is DJ Turner kind of had flashes last year, and I'm one to give.
My only issue with him, he's a crash dummy.
Yeah, but I'm one to give rookie corners a mulligan in year one, because you have to understand they're coming in and they're playing against the absolute best wide receivers in the world. So I really don't judge corners off year one. Year two, I got a microscope on you, because I feel like you should have learned. You, like you said, Nate, crash dummy, you get your mulligans out there. Okay. So I need you to take that step, because, Jonathan Joseph, one of the better Bengal corners of all time, didn't have a spectacular rookie year either.
Mm-hmm.
Neither did Leon Hall for that matter, but those are guys that developed into some of our greatest corners here ever. So I want to see that. And then I don't even know where we're going to use Dax Hill at yet. I'm sure the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I guess
I was thinking
slot corner now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I don't know if we should run a dime package either. I don't think we got the pieces to do that.
I think they should stay in the nickel and keep that third corner, maybe a rotation between Mike Hilton and Dax Hill. But Dax has to prove that he can play. I mean, let's be honest. Like,
I just worry he can't cover. That's my biggest concern.
Do you feel like he's gonna be one of those guys where they don't know what to do with him, like Jaleel Peppers a couple years ago?
No, and I'm not being funny when I say this, but my reason behind saying no is exactly what I said. We're gonna find out this year whether Dax can really play at this level or not,
right?
Because they know they can't stick him back at free safety, because they've already said that. They moved him. They signed Geno Stone from Baltimore. So he's going to sink or swim where he's at right now. Either you can cover or you can't.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Because this going to be the year. This is really going to be the year that we really find out if he can really cover. We go see him in slot situations. He going to be covering the slot, the receiver. We're going to have to see if he can cover.
I mean, he did do some of that at Michigan, but I do want to caution, people that was at Michigan, that was in college, so that I'm just saying there's a difference between that and doing it in the NFL.
I'm just laughing that he said Michigan twice. That's just funny to me. He actually said the word twice.
Yeah, usually I catch myself.
Took you out your element, bro.
No, how comfortable are you all with the running back room right now?
Not comfortable at all. But if you're going to do it by committee and the committee shows up, I have no problem with it. Right now, nobody in the committee really scares me, or nobody's saying this is going to be the guy that's going to get majority of the carries. Because even when you do have a running back by the committee,
I think they're leaning on Chase Brown though.
It's always a top dog. Even if you have running back by the committee, it's always the guy that's going to get more touches than everybody else. But I don't see that guy right now.
It might be Chase Brown. I honestly think from the running back room that they have, Zach Moss should probably be leaned on more so at the beginning.
Than anybody.
I think he's more proven, in the NFL. But it's going to be interesting, like you said, Big John, to see how they sparsel out, carries and, work guys in there, because you don't have that one bell cow guy right now. But honestly, even though he played for that team up north also, I've always liked Chris Evans in the backfield since we got him. He's a very good wide receiver.
Yeah,
out of the backfield.
He can catch the bat. I see they say basketball. He can catch the football.
Yeah, him and they got Travion Williams back, too. So like you said, it's definitely going to be that whole room is going to be relied upon this year. So you hope guys stay healthy. Offensively, I'm really kind of big on Jacob Burton, man. Third round pick from Alabama. Like I think he's going to eventually be a starting wide receiver for us.
Yeah, I can see it.
Maybe
he's got the potential.
Yeah, maybe not this year, but the damage that he can do in the slot. If he can do half, and I'm speaking production wise, if he can do at least half of what Tyler Boyd did, then we can minimize the blow of him not being here. Mm-hmm. And I think Mike Gesicki at tight end is going to be an underrated, pickup too, because he's one of those guys. He's probably not, one of those first tier tight ends that you think about when people start picking tight ends, even in fantasy and stuff. But you look up, and he's one of those guys that gets those weird, close first down conversions on third down and stuff. Trust me, I saw him do it a lot at Penn State, and he used to get on my nerves that nobody could find him on third down. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, I honestly think they have a good team. Now, I'm going to throw this out there. A lot of Bengals fans may not like this. I think that Joe said the window's open as long as he's here. And every part of me wants to believe him. Like, I really do.
That's how you supposed to think. Is it true? But that's how you supposed to think.
Yeah. I mean, talent-wise, for him individually, it kind of is a true statement. But the team around him.
Yeah.
This year is very important because in all likelihood, T. Higgins is not going to be back. Let's just throw that out there.
T. Higgins, after this year, he's gone.
So, Trey Hendrickson reported he wants another, new deal. Like, there's a lot of pressure to get this done now because you've already started losing people that were part of that Super Bowl puzzle, and Awuzie and Tyler Boyd and Joe Mixon and a few other people, even underrated people like Jonah Williams, who everybody has their opinions. I didn't think he was the greatest lineman either, but these were still guys that we made deep runs in the playoffs and actually got to the Super Bowl with. So replacing them in that nucleus, you can patch here, you can patch there, but I think this is the year that the Bengals really. You got to keep Joe healthy, and you got to put all the chips to the table.
This is the time.
I made the comment on previous episodes, but it all depends on the moves the front office makes around Joe. Because, like I said, the Rams will be the perfect analogy for that. Because, like I said, that first group of Rams players when they was with Todd Gurley and they went to the Super Bowl, lost. Their window was almost closed, but they made moves to keep that window open. You have Aaron Donald, you had that defense, you had everything else, you had the receivers. What's the problem? All right, let's get a new quarterback. Let's get a proven quarterback. Let's get Ramsey in here. Let's get all these moves to put around our good players to win again. Now, the Bengals are going to have to reload eventually anyway, whether it's this year, next year, they're going to have to reload anyway. So the problem is reloading to actually keep that window open. The front office have to keep that window open.
Honestly, I think, though, overall, the front office has done a good job of keeping the team afloat and not necessarily losing every player from that nucleus. They had to pick and choose, on certain players.
Yeah.
You kept. It was just a couple years ago that they did the extension for Hendrickson, Logan Wilson. Jermaine Pratt was brought back. They've tried to keep this team together as much as possible, but I always go back to what Coach Parcells said. You never stay the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse in the NFL. So that part too, because other teams are trying too. Other teams are reloading. You got Discount Double Check coming back up there in East Rutherford, this year.
That's going to be interesting.
The Ravens, go out and sign King Henry, to add to their offense. They're already a tough rushing team, so that's going to be.
I just wonder if that's really going to work.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
It just depends on how much he has left in the tank, because he ran the ball a lot in college and he ran the ball a lot in Tennessee, and he's 30 now.
Yeah, he's 30.
And those big backs in particular,
knees, back, shoulders,
now
everything.
let's talk about that team from Allegheny County for a hot second. I normally don't do this on here because I hate them so much. I just refuse to give them any algorithms or anything that would revert back to them in the spirit of Coach Hayes. Biggest move this offseason to me, not even signing Russell Wilson, was trading for Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
And they say he looked terrible in camp.
Maybe for right now, but I think
who would you go with, Al?
Well, you can't ask me that question. As much as I respect Russ, and I think he got a raw deal in Denver, by the way. I think we've still
raw. That was the most gangsters deal we've ever experienced in NFL history. Highway robbery.
I think that he was not the problem in Denver.
No, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't.
I think last year he actually played pretty good, in my opinion. I think management made the decision, already, and when they came to him, which was actually a collective bargaining rule breaker situation, when they asked him to restructure his deal, and he said no, and they basically said, "Okay, well, we're gonna bench you then." That was gangster in a bad way.
Bad.
But to answer your question, I still think we've seen the best of Russell Wilson. Like, not saying he's garbage or anything, but like, you're not ever going to see Seattle, other side of the field from Legion of Boom, Russell Wilson.
No.
To me, I believe the bigger upside is with Justin Fields. And if he's in a situation where he's given a fair chance, which he never was in Chicago,
not at all,
the league will be in trouble. And I know the Rooney family probably wants to have Russell Wilson play this year just because of the financial side of it. But if there's one coach that I know that will not let this situation linger if he's not producing, it's Coach Tomlin.
Oh yeah, Tomlin ain't gonna play that.
There's one thing I can say about Pittsburgh. Excuse my mouth. I fuck with Mike Tomlin. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can say. I can't say nothing else about that team over there in Pennsylvania. I can't say nothing else about them.
Everybody love matter of fact, Mike, man.
I've always said, if I could have a coach, it's gonna be Mike Tomlin.
It's just phenomenal going back to 2007 when he first got that head coach job.
Yeah,
and he's never had a losing season. Even Bill Belichick can't say that.
Nope. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me.
That man can coach.
He can.
But I tell you,
and his players ride or die for him.
And no matter what he has on his roster, he makes the best out of it.
He makes the best out of it.
He gets the best out of everybody that's on his roster. And,
yeah.
And
he had a shift card full of quarterbacks last year. He still did not have a losing season.
Yeah. And it's
a standard, man.
And it's
man.
Like you said, it's the quarterback situation they got going on there. But honestly, it's just if their defense can stay healthy. Honestly, that's really what it is.
Now, in recent years, though, it hasn't been the intimidating Pittsburgh defense that.
No, it ain't. Everybody running through
the majority of our lives, but
it hasn't been. But you can see the difference between when the little Watt out there and when he ain't out there.
Yeah,
well, he definitely makes a difference himself. I give you definitely. That, but as a whole, that unit does not.
Yeah, they didn't look good at all,
like it used to. And I honestly think they need to get back to
corners trash.
They need to get back to running the damn.
I like Joey Porter's son. I like him at corner. I think he's decent.
He is, but again, I think the whole identity of them is playing defense and running the football. Historically.
Yeah, for sure.
And if they need to get back to that, they really haven't had.
They kind of went back to it at the end of the season. They started using more.
So you like what's his name, Najee Harris?
No.
I like Najee Harris. I think I think
because he's from the South. That's
that's not. He's a good running back, but like I said,
it's not, John. No,
bruh.
I'm not gonna give you that.
Can I finish
I'm
what I'm
not giving you that. Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
I said, just like
he's all right.
Okay, he's all right. Whatever, however you want to put it, he's not a bad running back. Like, so
he's terrible.
You got that young guy that came in that did what he did. That's just a new back, new burst.
Talking about Warren?
Yeah. But nevertheless, Najee Harris still started producing towards the end of the year when they started giving him the ball. It actually took them not giving him the ball for him to wake up. He's gonna be fine.
What they asked J. Roll back in the day on that Sports City commercial, is that bad? It's not good.
Right. Right. So, come on, man. He'll be all right.
I'm just saying, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'll never be a fan.
Man, they ain't had a Pittsburgh running back since my man
Warren was the best thing they had, bro.
They ain't had a real back since Le'Veon Bell.
That's true.
They
tried that man career.
They tried it with James Conner, because he's a Pitt kid and beat cancer, and it was a good story, but he wasn't no feature back,
Oh.
So let's talk about before we exit the football talk and get to the Olympics and Team USA. Let's talk about the team from Cuyahoga County, because I do have friends and family that live up there, so I'll give them a little bit of runway. They've been a bugaboo for us the past few years, not being able to beat the Cleveland Browns. They just kind of have our number. They made a nice little run to the playoffs last year until they ran into the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Strizzle. John, where you go to school at? Cleveland is actually built specifically to beat the Bengals.
They are.
Like, as far as personnel on both sides.
I hate to say it, but they are. Zay don't get on here talking crazy. I heard. Oh my God.
Oh, did you share it, Nate?
Yeah, I shared it.
So honestly, it's going to depend on Nick Chubb, and that was
getting hurt messed their season up.
That's a bad man right there.
That was a devastating knee injury.
Yeah, him getting hurt messed their
on
season
top
up.
of the devastating one that he already had coming into the NFL. I didn't think he was going to be able to come back from it, and honestly, part of me still thinks he's not going to be the same.
Yeah, he might not.
After two of them, he probably
won't. Them knees different. Knees are very different.
Of what did Coach Tyler call it? Mr. Chubb.
Right.
That's going to depend on a lot how their season goes offensively, being able to have him there or not. Although they do have some other talented running backs. They had a forward kid that played at UC. I don't know if Dearness Johnson is still on their team or not.
I don't know. I want to say no.
And I think Duke Johnson is finally gone too. Is he, John?
Duke Johnson retired. He retired.
Yeah. But defensively, they still got that mutant.
Yeah.
Out there, Myles Garrett. And
he just gave us hell for 3 straight years.
He gives everybody hell.
Golly.
And one of the baddest corners in the league. And Mr. Denzel Ward, that's still one of the only ones that lock Uno up one-on-one. The only 2 corners I really seen give Uno trouble one-on-one was him and Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
But Sauce gives everybody the business.
Yeah,
Sauce tough.
He athletic in the length. Pause. It's just.
There you go, Big John. Speaking of pause, I meant to send that video that I sent y'all to your god brother, Will.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been responding lately, but I know that's right up his alley, because I could see him being that little boy trying to keep a straight face when somebody said that.
Right.
Even he said it when his dad was yelling at him. He said, "Pause."
Like, who ain't with me?
Which one of y'all even meet, man?
And they was looking at each other like, for real?
Like what?
I
know what my meat tastes like.
Like that was it right there. They was like, "Oh, bro, you done went too
I don't know how they
far."
kept a straight face, bro. They was trying not to laugh, bro. He's like,
They knew he was serious at first, but the quotes just got bad. Like, what?
Yeah, man. That dad need to pause himself.
Yeah, he need to be on punishment. He need to put his own self on punishment.
Hey, bro, saying I know what my meat smell like, and I'm gonna smell y'all breath, bro. That's
Right.
insane.
Yeah, that was just
That's
too far.
insane, bro.
That was too far.
That's how I'm gonna smell your breath. I know what my meat smell like. What?
They both looked at each other like, "Oh, he acting crazy."
Yeah, the little one almost started laughing with it.
Yeah, he did. Like he was like,
I know what my meat smell like.
He was like,
"Oh,
man." But I want to get to basketball because we've had Team USA start playing some of their trial games and stuff. I still think the women's team, and this is no disrespect to any of the young women out there balling, they are all incredibly talented. I still expect, the women to bring home the gold as well. But I'm gonna go back to what we vaguely talked about last week, but didn't get into detail. I think they're making a mistake by not having Caitlin Clark on Team USA.
they made a couple mistakes in that All-Star game.
Yeah, it ain't just Caitlin that made a mistake, but
yeah, it ain't just Caitlin.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as expanding the game globally and capitalizing off of, you see the TV contracts that it's not just Caitlin Clark, it's Angel Reese, you know, and a few of these other rookies that brought in now, and I'm happy for them. To get more revenue for the game. That means they can increase salaries, for the women and stuff. And they actually are playing, not just them two, but as a whole. Like, I haven't watched as much WNBA basketball since Coop, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, and all them.
Yeah,
Teresa Weatherspoon when they first came in.
Rebecca Lobo, all them.
Yeah,
I think Rebecca Lobo lasted 2 seasons, y'all. I think that was it.
She's so slinky built, them knees couldn't hold up.
She had the Patrick Ewing knees. That's why.
She had cankles, and she had calves and ankles. No knees. No knees, just calf and ankles.
And this is no disrespect to, like I said, the girls that have already been in there.
Shout out to Kelsey too, man. Shout out to Sis Kelsey Mitchell.
What's the one girl's name from Chicago that got really mad at the attention that
oh yeah, the girl, she ain't no good though.
She is.
The one from Chicago. Oh, you talking about Candace Parker?
No, it's a different girl. Like, she light skinned. I think she got braces or something, or she just
her last name is Carter.
But y'all know what you're talking about.
Oh, and by the way, I'm getting off track here. I'm done with the Hawkster now. I defended him for years.
The who?
He told you to pray and eat your vitamins. You thought he was.
You said you off who?
The Hawkster.
He brother.
Brother, you should have been off him. Pause. You should have been off of that.
But
the dude reposted what he said on the source, which I thought was foul. I didn't think that needed to be reposted.
No.
But although I still get what Hawk has said, and I know there's some black fathers that have said worse about what you better not bring in this house, or have said the equivalent of the same thing, it just looks and sounds bad, and the word he used repetitively, it's like, I defended him for a long time because I knew what he was trying to say, but it's like now I go back and listen to it again, and it's like, nah, man.
Nah, ain't no sliding on that one, bro. Ain't no sliding on that one.
But going back to what we kind of was talking about, man, even Asia, I don't know if I'm talking about Asia Wilson, whatever she said, she was like, man, like, all right, we get in the pub because Caitlin Clark is here. All right, I'm happy for it. I want it to happen. But now, don't discredit what I've been doing.
She's gonna win the MVP.
Yeah, but but she was just saying, like, all right, yeah, we know she's the reason we're getting this attention. Nobody's debating that, but don't discredit what we've done. I ain't got no beef with that.
Yeah, ain't no wrong with that.
Yeah, her name is Kennedy Carter.
Okay.
Kennedy Carter.
Yeah.
No relation to Sean.
No, number 7 for the Chicago Sky.
The one that she hit her with the hard foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she was the one that got up on the podium and said, what does she do besides 3-point shooting? What value does she add?
Well, she been busting a lot of ass.
That's the new game.
Right? Well, she's the first WNBA rookie to record a triple-double. Right. And Angel Reese had that streak of double-doubles going until they purposely double-teamed her at the end of the game to make sure
she didn't get another rebound, which was crazy to me.
Because they don't want what it say? They don't want to see a young nigga shot out here. They don't want to keep seeing these young girls doing this because it makes them look like they obsolete.
I know this is gonna probably bother a lot of people. Angel Reese is average.
She's not.
Basic. She's basic. Bruh, she be patting stats, bro. You just think she fine.
No.
Ever since the Hattie picture came out, everybody be on her.
Y'all laugh when he said it, but I think it's some truth to it. Will said she ain't nothing but a female Draymond Green. That's what she is.
For real.
But Draymond Green will still be a Hall of Famer, though. So
where is your guy brother even at, man?
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Stop.
I don't like him. I personally think he.
Why would Draymond Green be a Hall of Famer?
Draymond?
Because he's Defensive Player of the Year multiple times. He won championships.
He only won it once.
You said he's trash.
I don't care for him.
I'm not a fan of Draymond Green.
Triple single.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him.
Heck, that what y'all said.
But
he called it Benny Single.
Triple single.
No, he said he out there getting triple single.
No. Like he Defensive Player of the Year, multiple championships. He's gonna get in just because of that.
He's got one Defensive Player of the Year.
He's still gonna get in for the Defensive Player of the Year and the multiple championships.
No,
do you know how many people are in the Hall of Fame that probably shouldn't be that got less than him?
When he claimed that he was the greatest defensive player of all time, I'm like, bruh.
He forgot about Dennis Rodman.
You ain't in the top 15. Dennis Rodman even said, he was like, bro, I ate Draymond alive. Pause.
No, you know what? That's a joke. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, you gonna leave that leave that over there.
I'm gonna leave that alone. All right.
But he's not. Like in today's time where they don't allow you to play defense, he's he looks top tier. He's average.
But
he's basic.
But like I said, her double streak, she's not bad, man. I don't feel like
bruh, it's game. Hold on, I watch more women NBA games than y'all. I watched her miss 4 straight layups in one game. You know how many rebounds she had in that game? She had 18.
Kobe one shot 4 air balls.
You said she had 18 rebounds. I mean, that's
18, bruh. She blew 4 layups.
But
that's 5 rebounds right there.
But having 18
by herself.
Having 18 rebounds ain't really nothing to sneeze at. This is guys in the NBA this guys in the NBA that can't get 18 rebounds.
I'm not letting nobody slide with that.
For
4 blown bunnies. That's 5 rebounds right there.
What Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are doing for the game is phenomenal. Whether these old vets want to be jealous or not about it, at the end of the day, one day they will realize that this is good for their game.
I didn't understand why they were so jealous.
Because they ain't get
It's easy to see why. I mean, because they feel like they've been in the league balling this whole time, and the sport should be further along than it is.
Oh, you talking about the current vets playing?
Yeah. Because if you Wilson or Stewie or all the other girls, and they're like, all right, we've been doing this for years. Like, why is now we getting the love and attention? We should have been getting it. That's how they feel.
And then they look at it, they're like,
these girls should have been getting
nothing yet. They just come in the league and y'all just handing everything to them, blah, blah, blah. I mean, dudes do it too, and they want to, because that's why when everybody was trying to make it seem like Caitlin Clark was being, picked on or whatever, I'm like, not really. I'm like, because I done seen Angel Reese get roughed up in games, too, by girls. I think it's just a rookie thing.
Yeah.
What Kurt say? Why they not boxing her out? She working for them boys.
Bro, you act like 18 rebounds is a small accomplishment. Even if
bro.
Wait, before you start.
Go ahead.
Even if you mulligan 5 of them, that's still 13 rebounds, bro. If you mulligan 5 of them, You take 5 away.
You
that's
had
still
to watch the game, bro.
I'm not debating you. If no NBA player, no WNBA player should miss bunnies. I get it. But even if you take the 5 rebounds away, that's still 13 rebounds. There's niggas in the NBA that can't get 4 or 5 rebounds. She has 13.
That's the NBA. There's a difference.
WNBA, it's women that can't get 5 rebounds in the WNBA.
Yeah, you just had to see it, bro. I get it. It didn't look good.
It's starting to become.
I wish my boy Tay was watching because Tay would comment on it. He was like, "Yeah, that game was terrible."
We see
it's starting to become must-see TV.
We see she can box out. We know she can box out.
It's starting to become must-see TV, which is important. And I was rewinding to when the beginning of the episode. It's starting to become.
What's going on?
It's starting to become must-see TV, which is important for the game and growing it. And like I said, the vets, they can be jealous all they want. This is a good thing, and it will turn out being a good thing in the long run for them. So moving on to the Olympics, King James had to say the other day with a last-second layup. Steph Curry was out there bricking. Kurt say, "Talk to it, big job."
Right, bro. Yo,
hey Kurt, I ain't trying to hear what you talking about. I just see you blow flow layups too. Love you, Kurt.
Oh yeah, I need some of them red velvet cookies, man. I'm gonna have to hit you up after the episode.
That sounds good. Ain't gonna hold you.
I do.
And them shrimp and grits as usual.
You stuck on them shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits. And I make shrimp and grits, and it's good, but it don't mess with Kurt's. So
you know what? The crazy thing is I don't eat shrimp and grits.
Why you too bougie?
I didn't have one. I didn't have it once.
You too bougie for shrimp and grits, man.
Nah, man, I'm big on shrimp and grits, but I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. I guess that's what it is.
So, speaking of weird, because I wonder is it a weird fit or not with Team USA? I mean, they have all the pieces to do what they need to do. But I asked the question earlier, didn't really get a whole lot of response from people. But I was wondering, could this 2024 Team USA men's team beat the 92 Dream Team or the 08 Redeem Team?
No, they can't. And usually I'm objective about these things. No, they can't. It's not even. They can't. And I don't even think they can beat the Olympic team that was a couple years ago. I don't think they can beat that team.
They can beat the 2020.
No.
Nobody was a star except Kevin Durant.
It's just the way they constructionally built, man. Like it's like maybe they need more time to gel together. Maybe.
That is true.
Maybe they need more time to gel together, but no. But as far as the two teams you just named, nah, they can't.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I get accused of being, a traditionalist and a historian, which I am. Okay, whatever. But I was looking at it, and what people don't understand about the Dream Team, though. Yes, it was a great collection of talent, but this is where people like Channing from the Pivot Podcast get on my nerves. When they had Charles Barkley on there, and he was like, "Yeah, I was the second best player in the world and the second best player on the Dream Team," and he was actually, because when people will look and they'll say, "With Magic and Bird," I'm like.
They were already over the hump.
Magic was old, and so was Bird. Bird could barely walk with his back being jacked up, and Magic had been retired for a year and a half, already. So when we think about them at their prime. They weren't in their primes at the time.
Preach to them, Al.
So the second best player in the world who actually won MVP later that season actually was Charles Barkley on that team, and he was the leading scorer on the Dream Team. Now, very close right behind him was Karl Malone. I mean, they were competing with each other for who the best power forward in the world.
At the time, they were.
The only center missing from the equation was Hakeem Olajuwon, but Patrick Ewing and David Robinson ain't no slouches
ain't no slouch either.
David Robinson was giving cats quadruple doubles, man. Shut up.
Yeah.
Right.
Shut up.
Ain't no way you keeping him off the Dream Team.
the admiral, and even GP,
the admiral. Say it right, Al. The admiral.
the admiral, even even GP said the hardest player that he ever had to guard was John Stockton.
Right.
He said he couldn't even talk. He couldn't even talk mess to him.
And he talked mess to everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So I look at that team though, and I still say, no, I don't think this current team could have messed with that dream team.
I do.
I feel like the 08 team can mess with that dream team.
I think the 08 team, honestly.
Was that Shaq and Hakeem?
No, the 08 dream team was.
No, that was the Redeem team. That's Darren Williams, Chris Paul.
That was Melo, Bron, Kobe, Dwight Howard. Yeah, they could have messed with them.
Tyson Chandler.
They could have messed with them. I don't.
So this is my only argument. The skill set is better now. The athleticism is different now.
So that's what I'm saying. That 08 team. And what was Derrick Rose on that team?
No.
He
was on the FIBA team.
Okay, yeah. No, so that 08 team, I think.
But the 08 team got athleticism. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They can mess with the dream team. They can mess with the original dream team, the 08 team.
Yeah, the 08 team can. My only thing about don't get it twisted. I think this team could hang just based off of athleticism and skill set. But the thing is about that team, they had the Black God on that team.
Black Jesus?
Black Jesus was on that team. And Black this ain't going. That was the only thing. Because Black Jesus ain't. This is my thing. Black Jesus did not care.
White was so cold. Some people called him Black Jesus. Some people called him Black Cat. That's what Reggie Miller called him.
Yeah, he called him the Black Cat. Yeah.
So he was bad luck every time he showed up for your team.
Nate, the only reason why I don't agree with you because I'm looking at the team now, and a lot of the guys on this team are older. I'm not taking nothing away from what they can do.
LeBron's oldest. We know that.
LeBron's older.
Steph.
Steph is older. As talented as KD is, he's older.
KD ain't played. KD might not play the whole Olympics.
Street clothes is still street clothes.
Your boy. Well, he ain't on the team.
AD. Street
clothes. You talking about that street clothes? I thought you talking about Kawhi.
AD. The claw went home.
Right.
The claw went home.
The fun guy went home. Pause.
I wish I had that laugh still.
Bro,
I think I'm gonna have to get that and just play.
Yeah, you gotta find.
We need to get your mixer like we went to the studio and play that laugh. Push the button, play that laugh like the
find a way to do it. Yeah, put that Kawhi laugh.
But yeah, man, like bro, like they're and the young talented guys, whether it be Edwards and all that, like they don't even have the rest of the young talent on the team. So it's like they're still talented, but they're older. And then Embiid is like Embiid probably won't stay healthy either. So it's like
I don't think he should have made the team for real.
He's not even healthy right now. Embiid's not even healthy right now.
I really don't think he should have made the team.
Him and Kawhi honestly shouldn't even have tried, to be honest.
Nope.
I don't understand why the Sixers even let Joel Embiid go over there. Like you.
Nope.
You damn.
You know who's going to be the standout though for this team? It's going to be Bam. Bam's going to be a problem.
I can see that.
Bam is going to supply them with a lot of the toughness and stuff they're going to need.
He's going to be the bucket getter. Especially it's going to be points. He going to face teams where they can't match up with him because he's that big man that can shoot the 15-footer or he can back you down to the post and it can be a problem.
Guard those other versatile bigs that you're going to see.
Damn, my back itching like crazy.
So, I definitely could see Bam being.
It's gonna be an interesting Olympics as far as basketball because there's so much talent everywhere. So much talent everywhere.
But I'm not.
Phone, man.
Yeah, that's my bad. I was trying to share the live stream, but yeah, I get what you're saying, and it's a lot more talent around the world, but it's still gonna come through us. It's still gonna win. They're still gonna win.
Speaking,
don't get me wrong. We know that.
Yeah,
But
speaking
Canada
of,
looks stacked. Canada's got 10 people on that team that
they
are
do have
NBA players.
R.J. Barrett and people out there. Derek.
Oh, I hate the light skin.
Dylan Brooks.
Can't stand it.
The light skinned Draymond.
basically. But no, Nate, another sport that is dear to both you and I's heart, boxing. I haven't heard anybody say anything about an elite U.S. boxing prospect going into these Olympics.
This is the first time.
Not even close to anybody that could get.
I have not. I looked at the list. I've never heard any of these kids. So what I'm thinking is, this is the year of they're bringing the young kids in. We're talking 16, 17, not even there yet. I thought Duke was gonna do it again, but he backed out. He stepped out because he went pro.
Yeah, he don't need to do it again. But I was proud of him for getting that silver medal. You know,
yeah, man.
It's crazy that the U.S. has still not had a gold medalist since Andre Ward in 2004.
I think that's a real reason why we don't participate anymore, because we keep feeling like we get effed over in it. I really think that's what's going on. Because we know, I don't think you know this, but shout out to
the truly elite prospects don't even go.
No, they don't want to, because they already feel like they go get cheated when they get to the Olympics.
Your boy didn't go to the Olympics.
And I just want to give a shout out to my boy. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to my boy Vino, Marvino Higgins, and his two boys. They top ranked in the country. His son is number 1 at the 70-pound weight class in the country. So we got prospects coming out of the city.
You don't want to see them Grady twins in Houston.
The Grady twins, they didn't went pro. They didn't even want to do the Olympics.
Are they pro now?
Yeah, they went pro.
Wow. I remember watching them
when they was like 10 or 11. Yeah.
No, even younger than that. I remember.
Yeah, they was about 8.
Like, they've been doing this since they were babies, man.
Yeah, they're pros now. They went pro. They went pro last year. They both had their first. The bigger one knocked his man out, and that does the younger one. The other one, they stopped the fight.
So basically, they're gonna be the new Charlo twins
for sure.
You know, hopefully a little bit more.
They're not signed with anybody, but they did go professional. They had their first. I don't know, my table shaking so much. They had their first professional fight down. I want to say in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Puerto Rico or somewhere down there. Then they ended up winning the fight.
I've been fans of them, but like I remember seeing them on somebody's talk show when they were toddlers.
They were just on $1 Million Worth of Game.
Going through the mid drill when they were toddlers, though. So
yeah.
Oh, just them same little boys.
Yeah.
Wow, I know exactly what you're talking about. Wow.
Yeah. Remember they was teaching each other, and he was letting his brother have it because he wasn't throwing the hook right.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's
dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I don't keep up with boxing as much as y'all, but I definitely remember them. That's crazy.
So they both just went professional at this past.
Shout out to them because and their dad, because he planned this out from the start.
Yeah, he did.
You know, John knows, Nate knows, maybe public don't know. You know, I had always planned on producing the middleweight champ of the world too, but obviously that's not gonna happen now. But you know, so shout out to their dad for living out my dream and moving them boys out of Philly so they didn't catch a bullet in the back walking out of the gym.
Did they move to Arizona?
They moved to Houston.
Okay.
Moved down to Texas. But he had a dream for his boys, man, and I'm happy to see him fulfilling it.
That's dope. That's
I remember the dad telling the story, like they was getting in fights every day. It was to the point I was the one dropping them off to school and picking them up because I was worried somebody was gonna hurt my boys leaving school.
That's crazy. That's the wrong side of Philly for you.
Yeah.
So I want to remind everybody that the audio will be uploaded in 4 different places now: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'm forgetting now. I'm having a brain fart.
Amazon.
Amazon Music, yes. And there's still another one. Oh, excuse me, iHeartRadio.
There you go.
So,
iHeartRadio, Amazon,
Spotify,
and
Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
So all 4 of the major outlets we are on now. So there's no excuse. Everybody needs to tune in and check it out. We're gonna go on and get out of here. And thank everybody for tuning back in. Still trying to get ready for football season and hopefully have some more football guests on here, surprises for you all. We're not gonna let any names out right now, but that's being worked on as well. Of course, when basketball season comes, pretty much got that on lock, as is. So stay tuned. Make sure you're checking out our pages on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and IG. The Brown Bruce Wayne, Big John graces with his presence again.
Yes, sir.
Will West, the best Nate.
You know it.
Real busy, y'all. Getting ready to get married to Miss Amber. So I'm glad we got him on here while we got him on here, because he might skip out on us in a little bit, man. You never know.
No, I ain't gonna skip out. I ain't skipping out.
And shout out to your platform as well coming up too, if you want to make an announcement about that.
Yeah. So is this my 4th season? This is my 4th season. So this upcoming season, Men vs. Truth vs. Women podcast will be returning in September for my 4th season. And we will be having the subject, topics, and everything based around mental health this go around. I feel like us in the Black community, it's something that needs to be addressed and needs to be talked about, and it needs to be an uncomfortable conversation. Shout out to my girl Dukes. But we will make sure that we have the knights. We're going to be calling this the kings and queens of the round table. So just be on the lookout.
I need to be on there. I got something to say. I got a lot to say.
Big John, you was already on my list, so don't worry about it. I got you.
All right.
I got you. Yeah, you on my list. Yeah,
when I come
be on the lookout.
I got blacklisted, man.
No, Al just act like he's scared to come back to my show, like he gonna get in trouble. I told him to come back.
I did get in trouble last time I was.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with this time. But anyway, we go. Oh my god. But anyways, be on the lookout. It's coming in September. We are accepting sponsorships, so it's factual opinion. If you're interested in promoting or having your business market, hit us up. We'll let you know, see what we can do, make something work. We are interested in sponsorships, grants, anything, especially with mine dealing with mental health. I am aiming for a key sponsorship to help us fund for mental health. That's my whole purpose of my podcast this season, and just giving back. So hit me up if you're interested.
And shout out to Beck's Auto Group. I need to talk to y'all again about potential sponsorship. You see what Gilly did with Danny's Auto Group in Philadelphia. We could do the same thing here in Cincinnati. I'm trying to
sure.
We can do some things. So shout out to everybody. We love y'all. We'll try and do it better the next time.
Yes, sir.
For sure.